Welcome back to the Are We Over podcast, and we are going to be doing a wrap-up of this week in wrestling. But before we get started, I want to introduce our new panelist, Dustin Rhodes. Yes, his name actually is Dustin Rhodes.
Or as we call him, the Phenom Chef, or the Deaf Jimmy.
The Phenom Chef, there we go.
So Dustin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 38. I've been watching wrestling since I was like 4 years old with my grandpa and my dad. I'm actually named after Dusty Rhodes. My grandpa was a huge wrestling fan, so that's why they called me Dustin. My favorite wrestlers are HBK, Triple H, Kevin Nash, and the Hardy Boys.
All right, cool.
She didn't say Randy Orton, so we're good.
You will learn very quickly who Jimmy likes and who he doesn't like.
I tell you, I do like Drew Gulak. He wasn't on Raw this week.
He was on Raw this week.
Oh, see, that's how much I watch Raw.
He was just in a promo in the back.
Yeah, that's true. So we have the Phenom Jimmy also and the Deaf Chef, and I am Kim Sparkle, and we are going to kick things off by talking about Raw. And this will be a very short but sweet conversation because, as usual, there wasn't a whole lot of interesting things happening on Raw. But they did kick off with a women's tag team, and it was Nia, Charlotte, and Shayna versus Asuka, Mandy, and Dana. And while this was going on, Alexa Bliss suddenly appeared on the stage with her swing set, and she and Lily were looking at someone in particular, and we found out that it was Shayna Baszler because she did some kind of voodoo on Shayna, which caused her leg to be all bent and messed up, and then she couldn't make the tag. And so,
do you even hear the words that are coming out of your mouth?
I know, but that's
almost as bad as wrestling the Invisible Man.
And so anyway,
listen.
She got tagged, or she wasn't able to make the tag. So Shayna
again, you're spending way too much time even talking about this.
Okay, but this is one of the highlights. Okay, so so then we moved on to RK Bro, which I know Jimmy loves RK Bro.
Wait, I just want to say that I at least they're doing some sort of story with Alexa Bliss, but it's almost taken too long. Like all the momentum that she had built going into Mania is now all of a sudden already gone because they're just taking too long. You know what I mean? They're taking way too long. I don't know if she's hurt or they're just taking too long, you know.
No, I totally agree with that. Riddle was talking to the New Day. He told the New Day that he officially registered RK Bro as a tag team. So that
I just think every time Matt Riddle talks, just that whole nasal, I don't know why it's so funny. If you've ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, it's just like
freaking Spicoli, man.
You know it is, but just like not as I find him. And him and the New Day are great. And yes, this is the best thing Randy Orton's ever done in the history of his career.
Every time I see Riddle, it makes me think he's going to go get high. Hey man, let's go.
Or he just
that's
got
why
done.
That's why the bird
that too.
Jinder Mahal returned and had a couple of guys with him.
Hey man, I will say now, like he got a bad rap. He's not terrible.
Like, no, he's not.
He is better on the. I would much rather see Jinder Mahal as the champion than Bobby Lashley. Like Jinder's better on the mic. He's a better heel. He actually draws genuine heat. Like he's improved on the mic tremendously. I will say that the new guys he have with him, I don't like them. I like the Bollywood boys. Do
you think one of them looked like the great Khali's son?
It could
one of them looked a lot like a little mini version of the Great Khali.
And, you know, but I thought the Bali Boys were great. I thought they were comedic. I thought they were fun. They were the classic little guys helping out. Jinder got a bad rap. We could do a whole episode on how that whole title reign was not as bad as what people made it out to be.
Well, the only problem that I had with Jinder Mahal's return was that he had a squash match against Jeff Hardy, which I thought was jank because
Agreed.
Jeff Hardy should not be taking the fall for Jinder Mahal. Like Jinder Mahal could have like squash matched anybody else, but why Jeff Hardy?
I mean, there's literally 900,000 people to choose better than Jeff Hardy, but maybe, you know, it's one of those situations where, you know, they have to have some sort of name.
Right.
And Jeff is you know, a former champion, multiple time champion, and so Jinder can say that. But I just think Jinder got a bad rap. You know, it's way better. I mean, like I said, I would tune in to watch Jinder as champion 50 million times more than I would tune in to see Bobby Lashley as champion.
Same. Yeah.
Jinder doesn't need a mouthpiece. Jinder can actually talk now. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I actually thought about that, Kim, about Jeff Hardy getting squashed. I think Hardy needs to just ask for his release and go to AEW with his brother.
Probably
that way he can bring back.
How much longer does this contract have?
Listen, the answer to everything can't be he should get a release and leave. Like, that can't be the answer to everything. Every single wrestler goes in a cycle where they're on the bottom. Look, they're just now bringing Shinsuke back up, and Shinsuke was at the top. He was on the bottom. Now he's finally getting some attention again. It's all a cycle.
Matt Hardy recently tweeted, though. He tweeted out, like, how many people want to see the Hardy Boys. Like, they started their career together. Who wants to see them end their career together? So that, you know.
They don't have room to do it justice on AEW. AEW has 87 people for a 5-minute show. Like, they're not going to get any attention. You know,
we haven't gotten to the AEW hater part.
The bottom line is there is nothing else to watch on Raw except for RK Bro, and that's it.
Well,
3 hours of RK Bro.
There were a lot of practice matches. There were a lot of practice matches for the pay-per-view because a lot of the matches that we're going to see on Sunday just happened early on Raw. And then at the end,
hold on. Can we marvel the fact that if you literally morphed chefs in my head together, you get Dustin? Like, it is so freaky, man.
We're gonna do that. I'm gonna take all the screens,
like, this is
together,
crazy, man.
Okay. The last thing of note was that Braun Strowman at the end actually told MVP, and this is like a direct quote, "I'm going to F your boy," and they did not bleep it out. Like, it was on there, and so interesting. Really? Like, I don't know.
Didn't get bleeped at all.
So yeah. Those were the highlights of Raw.
My God. You know what? Shane McMahon called him dumb. He shouldn't say stuff like that. Like, the whole thing was around him being stupid, and that's the best he could come up with.
Yeah.
Okay, on to AEW.
Anybody else have anything else about Raw that they want to talk about?
It's very sad that the main ship, the main flagship, and the one that started this whole watching wrestling on Monday nights or during the weeknight is the worst one out of all of them. Like, it is sad right now.
Yeah, they need some help for sure.
My thing is, what's the deal with Charlotte and Sonya Deville? That's the storyline. That's, you know, Charlotte. Is Sonya Deville gonna help Charlotte win the title Sunday?
Probably.
I mean, you would like to think that any match that has Asuka and Charlotte in it, even if it's a triple threat, will not be a bad match. You know what I mean? But Shayna Baszler has never impressed me on anything yet. So
no, she hasn't.
Like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, like, I bet she keeps the title, but we're doing.
You mean Rhea Ripley?
Who was it? Rhea Ripley?
You said Baszler.
That's how much of an impression Rhea Ripley's made on me. I don't even know who she is. And, all
right. Well, let's move on to talking about AEW. And
okay. So here's what I'm going to say. And Corey and Dustin, let me know. Okay. So if I am a casual fan who likes wrestling, all right, I just like wrestling, and I tune on to Dynamite, and the first thing I see is a 53-year-old Japanese person I've never heard of going against a guy who used to be Dean Ambrose. I'm not watching that. Like, I could care less about that. Like, I understand the appeal and the prestige and the great, awesome chance of working with New Japan or whatever. But to a casual fan who's just casually tuning in, you don't care about that match at all. Like, you don't.
If you watch Japanese wrestling, then you probably
no. But I don't think the casual.
You're the casual fan. I get it.
Yeah, you're not watching Japanese wrestling. You don't care. You know what I mean? And I don't think they should have put it on first. I'm fine with that match. I don't think it should have been the first thing out. I think the first thing anytime Dynamite starts needs to be Jericho or Moxley or Miro or someone who's more of a household name than the 53-year-old Japanese guy.
Dustin, what did you think about that?
I think they should have started off with the tag team match myself. Sure. But that Moxley match was a good match. And casual fans wouldn't know who that Japanese star was, but he was around in the WCW days, wrestling the likes of, Jushin Liger and Ultimo Dragon and stuff. So he was around back then wrestling. But you don't ever hear of these guys because New Japan's not even on TV.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm just saying, like they're riding a lot of good momentum right now.
Yes.
Because they've been over 1 million and all that stuff. I'm just saying I'm fine with that match and the prestige of it and all that stuff. I'm just saying it shouldn't be the first thing a casual fan tuning in at 7 o'clock sees.
No, it shouldn't.
I agree.
It should have been a promo of, all centered around Jericho's injury or even Cody's promo. He should have just been standing in the ring, getting ready to say that promo. It needed to be something like that to hook in the casual person. That's all I'm just saying. No one like me who's just trying to get an AEW, I don't care about that match.
I enjoyed the tag match. It's funny though that to me the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers are trying to look like the Fabulous Freebirds coming out. But then they also use the Shawn Michaels gimmick with Ric Flair when he's in the corner crying.
Yeah,
saying I love you.
Christopher Daniels got really injured in that one, and Jimmy just showed that picture.
Well, I'm like, what does Daniels have to prove at this point? Why does he have to do that? Like
nothing.
It
was a retirement match, probably. That's all.
I think so. I saw earlier this week that when I was looking up some information on him, he's actually the head of talent relations.
Yeah.
And so it's probably a way to just get him off off screen.
But even like it's like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like Christian.
Why did he have to get so messed up? Like that wasn't necessary. I agree.
He doesn't have to come back and do flips over the bar on the concrete and stuff. Like you have nothing to prove.
Well, there was a lot of controversy about what you said, Dustin, about him using Shawn Michaels things and all of that. And I don't know, what did you think of that, Def Chef? Did you feel like
I heard him literally calling moves that I thought were patented, like copywritten names that the WWE uses. So that was kind of surprising to hear him actually calling, these moves.
I missed all this. What did they do, Corey? I missed all this.
I mean, God, did they say a style splash at one time on somebody?
Yeah, like style splash.
Yeah, they were calling them other people's moves. So like, how are they getting permission to do that?
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the what Dustin was talking about with saying I love you, I'm sorry from Shawn Michaels and everything.
Oh yeah,
that was a tribute as far as
that's what I'm thinking. I think that's more of a homage. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, when you put somebody out, it's kind of
the
a new way to do it
the
now.
people who hate the Bucks thought that it was like a horrible, like they were using it rather than paying homage to anyone, that it was just, you know, a way.
They're looking to get heat right now.
I know, and that's the thing. People forget that they're heels now, and they're
horrible at it.
They're trying everything they can to get the most heat possible, and that's going to do it for some people.
How do you really feel, Corey?
I think they're horrible at being heels. They were never.
I have
meant
no
to
problem
be
with
heels.
I have no trouble with the Bucks.
It's like Bailey. I can't stand her as a heel.
When we had this whole episode trying to convince me to watch AEW, and Corey pointed out that the Bucks do the same formula every single match. Now I can't watch it because every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, there's that. And so now it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and so I
can tell it's very practiced. Like, they're good.
Yeah.
But you can tell that the guys they've worked with a lot, they know how to call spots that they've done a million times on the indies with them. But you can see that it's just so practiced.
It's kind of like a band that had, you know, 2 great albums and then just lived off that the rest of their life, which is great. You know what I mean? I mean, to be able to play music full time and support your family would be great, but you never really grow as an artist. You know what I mean? You just live off the first 2 albums and that's all you got.
Well, you guys also forget, though, that they are EVPs of the company. So it's not like that's the only thing they're doing. You know, they're trying to run the tag team division and all of that stuff. So, I mean, I know people just hate on the Bucks all the time, and it's like,
I'm not.
They're doing a lot of different things. So if they were just coming out and wrestling, like, I would say, yeah, like maybe you have a point, but they're also doing a bunch of other stuff. So anyway,
we get it.
What else happened?
AEW could do no wrong. I get it.
No, I'm not saying that.
Dustin, you'll soon learn. AEW is the gold standard of everything, and that's all.
The number 1 contender match, that was Botchmania right there.
Was that the one where Orange Cassidy got knocked out?
Yes, he got knocked out with the super kick. Then right after that, they did a power bomb that he landed on his neck, looked like it broke his neck. And then Kenny Omega comes out and interfered. Tony Khan wasn't having none of that, so it's setting up a 3-way for the title.
Sorry, someone mentioned Kenny Omega. I went to sleep.
Well, I figured he was going to come out and interfere because he don't want to fight none of them.
Yeah.
He ain't a fighting champion like Moxley was.
Who is worse on the mic? Kenny Omega or Bobby Lashley?
Bobby Lashley.
I don't know. They're both pretty bad.
I mean, when Kenny Omega talks, at least he has some inflection. Like, I feel like you can't even, like, when Bobby Lashley talks, you see this like big guy, like trying to be mean guy, but his voice doesn't match.
Hey man, I'm scary.
Yeah.
That's why they have Bobby Lashley with MVP, so he don't have to talk.
But can we talk about the fact that before Botchmania, I mean, you get excited. You want to tune in and watch Pac against Orange Cassidy. I mean, it's a good compliment. I mean, I'm a big fan of Pac. Like, you know, I think he's great. You know, since back when he was, I don't even remember his name in the WWE. What was his name? Neville. Yeah. You know, so I'm just waiting for us to get to the only thing to talk about this week at AEW. So I'll just be quiet. You all discussed Cody and the Pinnacle and all that. Go ahead.
Dustin, what did you think of Cody's promo?
I thought it was actually pretty good. You know, he was talking about unity and, you know, wanting to unify America again. And you have these people.
Somebody else wanted to make America great too, and it didn't work.
What's his face? The boxer guy coming out and throwing flags on him.
Wait. So is Dustin brought into this podcast just to give Kim someone else who thinks AEW can do no wrong?
No.
Is that the only reason why? Did Kim bring in a ringer? That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, I kind of reeled him in too, just so you know. I threw the line out there.
Hey, I'm the one that gives Corey all this information.
Man, I've had a lot of hate coming my way this week, so I'm good. Like, I'd rather people hate me for AEW.
Dustin gets the inside information and then passes it along. So
he's always coming up to me at the store. Hey, have you heard this? Have you heard that? And I'm like, where do you get all this? I never. Like he knows some stuff before it happens. That's why he's here.
Yeah, but did he ever predict Mick Foley coming out 3 different times in a Royal Rumble?
That was a long time ago, but no.
All right. So Dustin's promo again. I thought that should have started the show. I thought that should have been the first thing.
Well, I hope,
especially because of the whole premise behind the thing of changing his name and bringing everyone together. It should have been the first thing out the box. Bad TV.
I hope he comes out to his dad's theme music. When
maybe the old, I don't know,
American Dream. Well, the final match, Miro and Darby Allin, that was a really good match. I mean, Miro could have killed him in a second, but with Darby Allin, he's just so scrappy.
Yeah, it was great. That was great wrestling television. Yeah. Because, like you said, you look at Miro, and you would think he would just squash, and then you had the Sting element, and you had Darby fighting back. I mean, it was really, but again, I want to bring up the point that it should have just been left alone to just Darby and Miro and not all this jankiness on the outside. But seriously, what they're doing with Miro now is what they should have done from day one. I know when he went in, he was all big on Twitch and they tried to use that angle, but him being a monster who will wrestle every single week with that title, that's what he should be doing. Yeah. And that's what should have been done since day one with him. I was a big Rusev fan, giant Rusev fan. So,
but at least we got to this point now, and it looks like they're, gonna get a push now. And Darby is still, I didn't think that they I think the reason they didn't completely just squash Darby is so that he could still maintain, his persona that people love about him.
And that was the right thing to do. There's no reason to squash.
I was surprised he even came out and fought after being thrown down the steps like he did.
Yeah.
There's no reason to treat him like Jeff Hardy was treated this week. But I'm telling you, Kim, you should be ecstatic that the best thing that happened on wrestling television on any program was Miro getting that title and how they portrayed him. That was the best part of the week.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I thought Smackdown was pretty good too.
And Smackdown killed it this week.
We're gonna let Def Chef talk about.
I really dug the promos with Roman talking a bunch of crap back and forth and Jimmy coming out and saying that they should be a tag team again. I thought that was great.
Dude, I don't know about you guys, but I'm digging this whole Jimmy thing. It is good wrestling television.
They're building something, and I'm interested.
Hey, let's talk about his shirt at first. Everybody was surprised.
That's a real shirt. It's on the website.
Yes, and I need one.
Everybody was surprised they let Vince do that. Or that
oh my gosh, I was so shocked.
Why? They use the word. They use the word bitch in every other promo now on wrestling.
That's
whether it's AEW or WWE.
To put it on a T-shirt is in that big of a font. It's still pretty surprising.
I know when he came out,
I know no one likes a promo starting a wrestling show, but this was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fast forward at all.
I'm a huge Uso fan, so I'm just so happy that they're both back on the show. And when he came out with that shirt on, I was dying, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was awesome.
Dude, and when he was like, you like my shirt, Uso?
And he told him he has another one for him when he's ready to come over to his
dude, it was
that was good stuff.
Who knew that the Usos had this much personality in them?
Well,
yeah.
Jimmy has always had he's always been good on the mic. Like, that's the thing. Jay has not been good on the mic. Jimmy was always the one that did the mic work. And so I knew it was going to be good when he came back, because if you remember back to when they did that whole like rap battle with the New Day and everything.
Oh yeah, that was
awesome. All Jimmy. So like he's good at that, and I think it's just going to make things a lot better.
Well, and then look at the point that Jey Uso, it might have been perfect timing, but for him like not being hurt and stuff, and his brother was, but he got to start the show. He was the first person in the ring. That's huge.
Yep.
You know, on the Fox one too. I mean, that was, that's big for him, but I mean, this whole thing.
Dude, Roman even said that, like, this is Fox. We ruled it. Like, he even threw Fox's name right in his promo. I thought that was pretty tight.
Roman turning heel and what they've been doing with him is going to catapult him to that upper echelon. When we talk about in 10 years, is he going to be Mount Rushmore? Like, he has a chance now. Like, he is that good right now, and he is that white hot, know. And Heyman doesn't have to say anything. Just Heyman's facial expressions, like when Roman was like, Jay's going to wrestle and put the title on the line, and Paul's like, no, like just in the background. It's like with Lesnar, he had to talk all the time.
All the time.
No, I love that Heyman is always like total eyes on Roman. Like, no matter what is going on, he is like glued to Roman, and that like is perfect too. I love Paul Heyman.
See, I was reading something. I was reading something earlier, and they said for Roman to be a good face, if he ever goes back, he has to be a top heel. Like The Rock, just like Stone Cold, and just like everybody else was.
Well, just like the New Day. Everyone hated the New Day.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't. I thought they were great from day one. But they had to be heels before. That's the way it's always been ever, except for like with Hogan. People forget Cena was a heel. Like Cena was that I wore whatever jersey that town hated for a year and a half until people started to love it. And people forget that. Everyone's like, well, Cena's never been heel. Are you kidding me?
Yes, he has.
Heel. Like, the same thing happened with Angle. Angle had to be a huge heel. Undertaker came as a heel. You have to be a big heel before you could be. I mean, Roman will. I'm just saying, that's why it's going to work with Apollo Crews too. I'm telling you guys, it's going to work with Apollo. Apollo's getting better. Like,
he annoys me still, but it's funny. Like,
but it's working. Like, he has more personality now combined in the last 2 months than he had in 5 years. Okay, great.
I don't know if I dig the phony accent, but I think it's They tried to play it off like, I've always been faking you. This is my real accent. I don't know if I like that or not.
Well, hey, man, that's like Kofi Kingston, though.
Oh yeah.
When he first come out, he was
Jamaican man.
He was Jamaican for so long, and then finally, and they talk shit on him every now and then. They'll be like, "You remember when you had that fake Jamaican accent?" So
all right, Kim,
the next match I want to get to, obviously, is the women's tag team match. Natty and Tamina versus Nia and Shayna. I thought it was a good match. There was a couple times when I thought it was pretty telegraphed. Natty like threw Shayna, and you could tell she kind of jumped, but like after that, it got pretty good. And to see Tamina win her first title ever, that's kind of a big deal. She's been around a long time. That's Jimmy Superfly Snuka's daughter, and she won that with the Superfly Splash. So her daddy's move. Finally got a title. I thought that was cool. What'd you guys think of that?
She held the 24/7 title.
That's not a real title. That's like that damn Japanese Iron Man title. A chair could win that title. The Invisible Man could win that title. Yeah. It don't count.
It's fine. But if they're gonna build that whole up like legacy, then give her a real title. Like,
right. Maybe this is the start of that for her. finally. She might be getting close to done, you know, and not wanting to do this much longer. And maybe they're going to give her a little title run and a little thing before she goes. Who knows? But she's been around a long time.
Again, we don't need to talk about every single aspect of the show.
And the thing I wish they would have done though, Corey, and I wish they would have put her with Nia Jax. I wish those two would have teamed up.
They did for a while.
Well, they should have gave them a title run though. In that.
Well,
at least it's someone
can
different.
Use it too. She's getting old.
Yeah. At least it's somebody different.
Yeah.
Kim, you don't like the women's tag division in the WWE, so.
You know, I was glad to see Tamina get a title. I feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of just worn out of Natty because like they just kind of stick her in, and I mean she's great. She's a great wrestler. She's good like to do whatever they want her to do, but I'm kind of over her. So I do wish that like maybe Tamina with Naomi or something, but Naomi's not on SmackDown, so that doesn't work either. But somebody else who you know, I just feel like they're wasting so much on the women, you know, just they're doing like tag team matches with all these women and there's no singles feuds really going on
right.
at
There's
all.
no storylines at all. That's why I don't talk about the women.
I mean,
there's
they've got the
Asuka
Asuka Charlotte Rhea Ripley thing, but still that's like a 3.
Okay. Well, in defense, Bailey and Bianca sort of semi have a storyline. At least it's the singles match.
I'm so sick of Bailey too. I mean, I'm not even gonna get started because I'm sick of Bailey.
Well, good. Then we can move on to the next thing. The wonderful award ceremony for Commander Aziz with your favorite guy there, Apollo Crews.
First of all,
that just broke down into total chaos and stupidity, is what I thought.
I just don't. I mean, and I'm looking, and we're gonna go over the card for Backlash, but there's not even an IC title match on Backlash. Like, why have we been doing this all week, all this month with KO, Sami Zayn, Apollo, and Big E, and there's not even like a fatal 4-way match for anything.
Maybe they're gonna add it. Like maybe they're doing it next week. Right?
Next week, yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
And that's the funny thing is, I actually called that. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna have either a fatal 4-way or even a ladder match. Do a ladder match. That's what the Intercontinental title, you know, everybody's done a ladder match.
It'll break down into some disqualification next week and then get added on to something else later.
Exactly.
But if you want to talk about ratings or from a fan's point of view, I'd rather see those 4 in a fatal 4 ladder match at the end of SmackDown next week. I'd love to see that. You know what I mean? That's great.
That would be a huge match.
But you know, again, Big E had a New Day shirt on, and they need to separate it. You know what I mean? If he's ever going to be viewed as a serious contender, he can't still be sporting New Day stuff every single week, which is fine. I love the New Day, but you know, and all New Day merch is part of his pocket. But you know, last week you wore
honestly, I think that I mean, I love Big E, but I think they need him more in the tag team division than they do as a singles person.
No way, dude.
They don't have enough, like they really don't have enough real tag teams going on right now in WWE. They're just
they have what they have the Vikings and Street Profits, right? Vikings and Street Profits are the only like.
Yeah, I mean they've got the New Day.
Well, now they got the Usos back.
Well,
yeah, but they're not together right now. So I don't know. I feel like they're doing this because eventually they're gonna put Big E back with the New Day. And
that'll be sad that he never truly was able to. Anything else happened on SmackDown? I don't remember. Oh yeah.
Got the Mysterios against Team Rudolph, as I like to call him. Bobby Roode.
That's even better. That's better than the Team Dirty Dogs.
Well, I stole that one from another podcast, so I'm not taking credit for it.
What's with his hair? My
Dude,
Lord,
for
every
real,
week
what's
it's
with the
different.
pink ponytails?
That's always
Originally,
been Dolph.
I thought that
That's
was because of that
Dolph.
thing with what's her name with the long hair?
Bianca.
And they had that match. I thought he was gonna whip weeks ago, but that just he's still rocking it. I think it's dumb. I don't know.
See, I'll never
That's
see
always
Dolph
been
Ziggler.
Dolph.
Only way I'll see Dolph Ziggler is Kenny from Spirit Squad. That's the only one he'll ever be.
Nah, man, he's got one of the best pops in the history of the company when he cashed that in against Del Rio. I mean, that's one of the biggest pops of all time. I mean, every time you Google top 10 pops of all time, that always comes up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because anyway.
I mean, obviously they're building up for that tag match with trying to, make them the first father-son tag.
Yeah, we'll talk about
that.
that.
It'll probably happen, but if it don't, that'd be a super swerve. Who knows? I'm assuming it's going to happen, but
you know what? See. And it's got to end with, Dominic turning on his dad, or this whole thing's a waste. You know what I mean? Or to make it even better, have Ray turn into this sadistic like father who keeps pushing his son, or you know what I mean? Like that. Ray's never been a heel.
No, I don't think he has.
So, that would be a very interesting take on this whole thing. If Ray turns on Dominic, no one would expect that.
All right. We got it on video. If it happens, you predicted it. Bianca Belair, Bailey, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's how I feel about that. I think the Nakamura versus Corbin match was pretty interesting. With him picking up the crown afterwards. I was wondering if maybe if that was like a teaser for another King of the Ring coming up or something.
Possibly. Well, let's hope so.
Yeah, I think him stealing the crown, maybe that's like either they're ending King Corbin's king, or they're teasing for another King of the Ring, or a little bit of both. I'm hoping for another King of the Ring, and maybe Shinsuke gets it for a while, and we have like a tweener King of the Ring. I don't know. What is he, a face? Is he a heel? What is he right now? I don't even know.
Shinsuke is definitely a face because I thought the whole King Baron thing, I thought it was done. I was hoping it was done.
Yeah, that just went way too long, and I don't know. I hope that it is for sure ending his reign as king. And the thing about it, wrestling, we saw this in AEW, and we were talking about this too. But like when wrestling wants to like make a point and push something down your throat, they keep repeating it over and over and over again. And last night they kept repeating that he was the king of what was it?
Strong style.
Yeah, strong style. They
mentioned the king part a lot.
If they must have said it 20 times. And so I was like, okay, they're pushing the king thing. So he either is now going to literally pick up the crown and just go with it, or this is going to be some.
I bet they have eventually. This will lead to like a ladder match with the crown at the top. I'm serious. Like it's going to be something like crown on the pole, but hey, at least Shinsuke's back on TV doing something. Like he deserves way better than anything with Baron Corbin, but at least he's back on TV. I mean, seriously, like he's way too good and entertaining. Plus, that is my daughter's favorite. Is Shinsuke, and so it's like we had that WWE video game, and all she played with was Shinsuke or Naomi. It's like all she played with the whole time. But hey, can we talk about the fact that we are actually going to live in a world now where Cesaro's going to get a title shot, even if it's only going to be one time? It's going to happen because he beat who? He beat, and that's weird, man. It was face against face.
Okay, so I want to make a comment, and I think that this would have been a way better way to go with the storyline than what they did last night. I tweeted this out while we were watching because I was doing live tweeting, and people actually liked this. It was before the ending, but I thought that they should have totally went the way of Jimmy Uso beating Cesaro, and then Roman Reigns losing to Cesaro, and then that would like totally like would have made this like huge like thing between Jimmy and
Usos.
Roman, and you know, that whole thing.
I like that. I like that if it wasn't for the title. Like if it was just Roman against Cesaro. Roman is so hot right now, you do not take that belt off him. As much as
I know, but you love Cesaro. Like this might be his only. This might be his only chance to.
Yeah, but as much as I love Cesaro, Roman is so hot right now.
Right.
Yeah,
and so the top. I mean, really, you can make an argument that of every single show across the board, he is the hottest superstar on anyone right now in the wrestling world.
Yeah, but you know how WWE is. Like Cesaro could win the title tomorrow night, and then the next day they give it back to Roman. Like,
you know, it could be something where, you know, when Cesaro signed the contract, he was guaranteed a title shot, and so he gets it for like, you know, like the Miz had it for a week. You know what I mean? Miz cashed in, had it for a week, and then it's right back on Roman. So, but then in the future, you can at least say Cesaro is a former W, but it was a great main event. Like it was so good.
Yeah.
And the only thing wrong with Cesaro right now is the music.
His entrance music. Yeah, I mean,
even if they don't bring the rip the suit off, that's fine.
He came out in a suit earlier, and I thought, they're gonna do it. I was so ready for that. I was praying.
Even if they, as long as they just bring the sirens back, that's all. And then two, I like the new shirt. I just would have put, from a design point of view, I would have put the guy swinging the guy on the back, not try to cram everything into it. Like I liked the, you know, the font and everything they did with it. It was too much on the front. You know, I just needed to be. That's just a minor thing.
Or just him swinging.
Yeah,
words. You know who that is. I mean, we know who that is. Yeah, I mean, that was a killer match.
We're all just geniuses, obviously, all four of us.
Yes, even with Roman and everything. Yeah,
I would have had on the front him with the dude on his shoulders, and in the back, the guy on his back, do the multiple swings, the airplane, and then his regular.
Oh yeah. Maybe
no words, just
from
swing.
AWO to Genius of Wrestling Puck. The GOW. The GOW. The Genius. All right. Real quick. We have Backlash coming up. Let's talk about a match no one cares about. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre against Braun Strowman for a triple threat. If anything good would come out of this, is that Drew would get the title back. That's the only thing I see that would be good. I don't think it's going to happen.
I'd like to see Braun win it.
I would like to see Braun win it too.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's got the short end of the stick the whole damn time he's been in. He's a monster for real. Like, let him win once.
I don't like Bobby Lashley at all. I don't really like Drew McIntyre very much. I do like Braun Strowman, but I don't think he's gonna win. So,
you know, and okay, we have Bianca Belair against Bayley. I would hope that they would give Bianca a little more time with the title and not just dump it back on a name. But I would not be surprised if they go with the more established name. But
no, I think they're gonna keep it on. I think they'll keep it on Bianca. I think, if I can say anything good about Bayley, it's that she will probably be a opponent that can sell a loss and make it look good and still not lose anything.
She can work.
So
yeah, but I mean, you gotta admit, I'd rather watch Bayley in this persona than any time Sasha or Charlotte's on TV. I'm sorry, I'd rather watch this version of Bayley anytime over Charlotte or Sasha.
I like Sasha.
Hey, I have heard rumors, Corey, that there could be a shakeup coming, and Sasha could possibly be joining Alexa Bliss.
What? See, he's got this weird dirt sheet he's following, and I need to know where these rumors are coming from.
She tweeted something on Twitter about being on the dark side. Show me the dark side.
No, that's because she's filming the new thing of Star Wars right now.
But
no,
Alexa Bliss tweeted her back. Said, come here, I'll play with you.
But I think that's because she's filming the new season of The Mandalorian right now. That's why she's on.
Is she a dark character on there though?
No, but she could be. That's what I thought it was about. Anyway, we have Rhea Ripley against Asuka against Charlotte Flair. I think Asuka is the best women's wrestler in the world. But this match, if it ends with Charlotte, I think it's going to end with Charlotte winning, and nobody would care. And no one cares.
No, nobody's going to care about that match.
Which is sad.
You already know Charlotte has something up her sleeve.
Right. So then we have Dirty Dogs against Rey and Mysterio. I'm actually looking forward to this match, only because it will be Dominic. Every time he's been in the match, has shocked everybody. Okay,
right?
Because he doesn't. I mean, he's still got the baby fat on him, and
he grew up learning from his dad. One of the greatest luchadors of all time.
He's like a luchador. He's like Rey stuck in a 6'4"
right
person, it's
like
crazy.
I did see some backstage comments that people really respect him and say that he's working his ass off and really working hard to get where he is, so.
And so I'm looking forward to that. I think it will be a great moment if they win it. But then the story then we'll spend 2 months of them fighting the Dirty Dogs again, and then it needs to end with like Rey against Dominic at SummerSlam or something. You know what I mean? We have Damian Priest against The Miz in a lumberjack match, which The Miz is great, and Damian Priest is not terrible. Like, I want to go on the record. Like, The Miz will make this match. He will make Damian look good. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. No, the thing is that they've done some wrong to Damian Priest. Like, I feel like they built him all up with the Bad Bunny thing, and then since then he's just been he's actually lost 2 matches, but won because of people not the refs not seeing what was going on and being the ref being distracted. So I think Damian Priest he needs to win this, and
he will.
But they need to be more consistent with him.
Miz doesn't need to win anything ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he can lose every match. Doesn't matter. He's over.
The Miz is so solid in his standing in the wrestling world and in that company. He could lose all the time, and it doesn't affect him at all.
Right.
He still gets a spot on the show. The crowd will still boo him. He's still the best person on the mic in any company. And then fine. But see, this is so funny on how excited we are more about this match. We talk more about this than the actual flipping WWE Championship match. Like, we talked more about Damian Priest against The Miz in a lumberjack match than a triple threat for the title.
Because it's going to be a better match.
I'm gonna start putting up little graphics around Jimmy that has like a little heart with the Miz face in it. And
do it. As long as you do the same thing about Chris Jericho.
Little Drew Gulak to pop up every now and then.
Dude, listen. I don't care. I'll defend The Miz till the cows come home. Like, the guy he's going to go down as underrated for his whole career. Like,
I don't think he's underrated.
Listen. When it's all said and done, and we were to do a Mount Rushmore of just talkers on the mic, he's one of the top 4 of all time.
The Miz is up there, yes.
Yeah.
Like, he can take any subject, doesn't need to be scripted, and just run for 20 minutes on it. Like, no one, if you did not watch that talking smack that happened 4 years or whatever, and not look at him and go, that was one of the greatest promos ever cut of all time, then you have no business being in wrestling. All right, so finally, the match that will main event and will break everyone's heart. But you have Roman Reigns against Cesaro. Some other match is going to be thrown in. They're going to do a New Day tag match, or they're going to do a tag match with, KO and Big E against Apollo and Sami Zayn on the main show, whatever. But the main event will be Roman Reigns against Cesaro. Cesaro for the first time ever. It may be on Backlash, some no-name pay-per-view, but at least we finally
it has the word WrestleMania Backlash in it.
Right.
Exactly.
But the good news is, for the first time ever, we will get Cesaro at a main event of a pay-per-view for the title.
You think they're going to give it to him? Honestly,
no. we need to make a bet or something. Like I will put makeup on like Kim or something if Cesaro wins. But I mean, I love Cesaro more than anybody on this planet. But for us to sit here and think that Cesaro actually has a chance to win this title, we're dreaming. Like, I mean, there's no way.
I think there's a chance. Like, it's minute, but I think there's a chance because, like I said, they could just turn around and give it back to Roman the next day, and Cesaro would have his championship moment.
My thing is, I think Cesaro's gonna whoop his ass the whole match, and it's either gonna be one of the Usos or Seth Rollins will come out and cost Cesaro the match.
The bottom line is,
I'm probably where it keeps the title or some bullshit.
I'm more excited about this one match than I was of any match at WrestleMania. Any match on both nights of WrestleMania. I'm more excited about this match because no matter what the ending, those two are going to put on a phenomenal match.
You liked the Cesaro match at WrestleMania. Don't forget about that.
I did, but I'm saying as far
you're excited about it.
No, I'm sorry, but as far as
we have video proof.
No, I'm saying like I'm more excited about this than I was anything. So anyway, that's our weekly wrap up. Thank you for everybody coming in. I'm the Phenom Jimmy for our new guy, Dustin Rhodes. The beauty of the company, Def Chef, and then the brains of the company, Kim Sparkles. Thank you for tuning in.
How did I become the pretty one? What's going on there, man?
I
know she's prettier than I am.
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All that fun stuff.